name's Cornett. I play guitar.
My name's Mike Huff, vocalist.
Kevin Treadway, vocalist and acoustic guitar.
Brad Wilson, I play guitar.
Steve Broderson, vocal and rhythm guitar.
Yeah, Kevin Schuer and sing.
What was the first session you played with the loud band?
I played Aerosmith.
Oh yeah.
Okay, can you tell me when you did? Can you tell me like one great memory or thought you had from that moment?
Oh, absolutely. It was, after weeks of practicing, making sure that, I sounded okay. You put the ears in, you put the ear monitors in, and then the band starts playing, and it's just, this is good. I mean, this sounds great. The chills are just like, that was the first time. That was unique. That was a unique experience for me, anyway. Being, more or less an amateur kind of player.
No, that's awesome. Thank you. That's exactly what I'm trying to get the feel for. What about you? Tell me the first session and what you remember.
In the first year, I did Aerosmith, sang vocals for Aerosmith. And that was the greatest part of that was just trying to hit the notes. I mean, Steven Tyler's incredible, and it was just, it was humbling trying to do that. But once you do it, in that first year, it was like, man, this is something. This is going somewhere. It's awesome. And the group of people together we were close. We already knew each other. It was already a family, and it just kind of grew from there.
So my first session was the Merle Haggard session. I think it was maybe the second session, somewhere in there. But like they said, it was a whole new, like you don't know what's going to happen. Everybody rehearses, you come together, you got your ear monitors in, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm playing on the record. It's the craziest feeling. And the setting that we had in that barn and all that, you really just don't know what to do. Probably most everyone's first session's that way. It just blows you away how much fun it is and how much everybody rehearsed, and you really come together for the first time then together, and it's a great experience.
Thank you. Love that.
My first session was Journey, and I think the thing that really stands out for me was it was a little intimidating, because to learn those parts as closely as I wanted to learn them was, it's a tall order for those of us that don't do that all the time and for a living. But like all these guys said, as soon as we got started, it was like, well, this is pretty amazing. It was, I think, it got better as the night went on, and I got a little more comfortable with what we were doing. But there was a lot of fun, and it was one of those things that leading up to it's a lot of work and a lot of, am I going to be ready? And then when it's over and you hear the mix down, it's like, oh, I'm really glad I did that. Up until that point, it's like, should I be doing this? It was a lot of fun.
That's cool. Like almost am I good enough?
Yeah. Because when you read the comments, and we do read the comments that the listeners on YouTube, and you just don't know what you're going to get, and most everybody is really kind, but occasionally they're brutally honest, and like, well, he's right about that.
Yep.
Thank you.
My first session was the Cars, and echoing all the other sentiments, when you have a band, a lot of times you spend a lot of time just kind of dialing things in and tweaking levels, and we walked into that session and everything was just set really quickly. And so it really took a lot of pressure off, thinking, okay, well, we've got that out of the way. Now we can just concentrate on our performances. And the Cars was huge in my musical formation. So I really wanted to get that right. So to just have that pressure taken off and have everything just pretty much dialed in your ears so you can just concentrate on doing it was just phenomenal.
The first session I was on was Huey Lewis in the News. Yeah. And so I think the memory from that for me was, as the band started playing, I'm like, is this for real? I mean, it's like the record. It was legitimately like this was 1987 or whenever it was. So, but it was amazing just to be in front of the band and hear the music and sing those songs. It was a lot of fun. We had a blast.
Show of hands. Any tears that first session? Tears of just anything emotionally that like triggered something?
There's no crying in lab band.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that. But there were chills.
Oh, for sure.
Chills.
Absolutely.
Sure,
Yeah.
a lot of chills.
You guys are so masculine. Oh my gosh.
Well, we don't cry.
I cried.
Okay, Kevin.
Right inside.
To dream on, I think I cried a little.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah.
This is for the fans. This whole project is for the fans. So I'm coming to this project as a fan myself, right? And understanding what they want to see. Because so far they're watching these videos, they've been blown away. They know you as these one-dimensional players at this moment, and they want to know your hearts a little bit and what makes you light up. So I just want to set that straight, that this is about just peeling back the layers a little bit and giving them a glimpse.
Sure.
I think you guys present, for someone like myself as a fan, like an everyday person who loves music and has his or her whole life, who gets to do what they love at this level, and it's everyone's dream. You can be playing music for a great audience and just be real and regular. I don't know. I think it gives a lot of hope to people.
It's about the people you play with too. I've been in bands that I don't like the people I'm playing with, and it gets that way. But I've never experienced that in lab band, not one time.
No, we were in a band together.
I wasn't going to go there, but
Well,
but it does.
I was in it too.
Wrong crowd to say that, but yeah, I've never experienced it personally in lab band, to where I've gotten along and respected every artist in lab band.
Yeah.
And everybody brings their A game. Everybody comes with such passion and love. They're prepared. They want to be there, and it shows. But it's just a great little family.
Yeah, I think a lot of us have been in bands that it's sort of a job after a while. You know, you're playing for a bar crowd or something like that. And so you're playing songs that you may not really like, but you're just grinding through it just because it's a gig. You got to, make the people happy or whatever. But the lab band experience is just for the joy of it. And everybody that's there is there for the joy of it.
I think that resonates though with the people because it's been a little bit of a mystery. We've all talked about how popular and successful this is. And like what's being said, we enjoy, I think that's what comes across, is a lot of us love to play music. We love this music. The folks that hear the music also love the music. And so it's almost, you're right, it's almost like I can imagine someone watching this saying, these are the songs I grew up listening to, and these guys are doing it so well. And the reason that it's being done so well is because we all love the music, we all get along. And so it's pretty magical. I mean, really.
Yeah.
There's a surprising lack of ego in the group, I think, too. Everybody's willing to take the role that works for the song. And it's also interesting, I think, not very many of this band do music for a living. We all have day jobs, and we do other things. And for it to come together and sound like this, it amazes me. We finished one of the Chicago songs, Heart Habit to Break, and I turned to Vandy and said, I can retire now. I've never played a band that played a song like that ever. And it was just, it's just pretty amazing how it comes together based out of a bunch of guys that just happen to live here and love music.
I think lack of ego is going to be a recurring theme in all the conversations today. And it's certainly something that came out in the surveys that we were able to share and that many of you participated in. The lack of ego. And maybe that is because you have a day job. And maybe that is because you guys are at a different stage of life and not clamoring for the spotlight so much.
I just have to say, I probably have less ego than most of these losers.
And always has.
I was curious to know, as a fan and interviewer, if is there any part of being in lab band that makes you go, I was let into this group? Like, you've made it past the first session. Is there validation in being a part of this group because of the high level which you play? I think Mike is a tough judge for all the right reasons, right?
So the bar is high.
The bar is high. Is there any sense of, I'm holding my own in here, and does that kind of feel good?
I think
Definitely
everybody
humble.
does.
I feel humble to be able to have been able to participate with the level of musicianship with this group. And I did want to mention, another thing, that one of the reasons it's successful is the level of support that we give each other, the encouragement. That sounded great. That was awesome. Your tone was just spot on. And then I don't want to forget all the technical guys. Oh my goodness, that makes a huge difference. It makes it so much easier easier for the performers to just sound the best.
Yeah,
I
that's
do
real-
think it's big for us to come to know that we're at a high level and that we bring our A game. I think that's why everybody comes so prepared. And like Steve was saying, you get there and everything's already dialed in. Everybody's ready. I've been to rehearsals with other bands. It's just not that way. And but you come into a lab band shoot, you know that if they're in there and they're invited, it's going to be their A game, and you're going to get their best.
I think a lot of that validation comes in the live show, which we only get to do one a year for technical and logistical reasons. But everybody's coming off stage when it's their turn to high fives and, oh my gosh, that was incredible, you know. So, and then the comments on the YouTube pages and everything.
Most of the comments.
Most of the comments. I could live for a week on some of the comments.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very validating, you know. To get the first call is validating. To get the second call is really valid. It's like, oh yay, I'm still in. I passed the audition.
I bet. I bet.
Oh, I don't feel worthy to this day or deserve
Oh, yeah.
it. I don't. And I can't speak for everybody, but I think that's what the magic is of us, is all of us don't say, okay, I'm the cat's meow here. You know? It's like, I don't. And so it makes me work harder to make me feel like I belong, and all the work and the music we play through the years, and all the bands, like Mike said, there's bands sometimes it's just like, it's like work, and music shouldn't be that way. And somehow this is a lot of work, but it is the most rewarding work you'll ever do. It's a
I
great,
haven't met anybody at lab band yet that says that I deserve this or I'm this good.
that's the magic.
Some of the comments from the survey: so many musicians cheering for each other, humbling to be a part of, having everyone I love and respect in one room and share the stage with. It's a huge honor for me, is what a lot of you guys said. I mean, of course, that speaks to, again, lack of ego in this group. And a lot of the fans listening will be, what? You don't feel worthy? You don't feel, I mean, do you really mean that? You don't feel you deserve to be
yeah.
here?
Oh yeah, especially me.
Why you?
Well, I'm just more country. I mean, I love all the same music that they can sing and play, and I know a lot of the stuff notes for notes, but I can't vocally perform some of that. I wish I could sing like these guys. I can't do that.
Oh, you
You
sing
know.
better than I do.
Well,
I can't sing.
I have a love. You know, I love that music too. I grew
Yeah.
up. My background is very wide. You know, from bluegrass to hard rock to the whole thing. And so, but I just, Vandy keeps telling me, man, you do what you do best.
Yes.
Right.
It's
And that's hard. You know, I try to stay humble. You know, and it's hard to feel like, man,
Yeah.
you know, I see these guys wail. I'm like, God, I can't do that.
Isn't that a great lesson, though, for everybody and
Yeah.
every fan watching
Yes.
too? Is that you do what you do best.
Right.
I mean, that's something that
And
we
it's
need to
finally
hold
starting
true
to
in our
sink
world.
in. It's starting to sink in. You know, do
And
what
there's-
I do.
There's a lot of discernment
Yeah.
involved in saying, you know, this is this guy's wheelhouse. We should invite him, or you know. So I think that there's credit to Vandy as a director to say, oh, he would be really good at this, or she would be really good at this.
Yeah. Question: you guys mentioned that when we talk about the session, as somebody who doesn't know how it's structured, well, what is that the taping, or is it a rehearsal, or what do you mean by?
Well,
You did the Aerosmith. You did the Huey Lewis. Is it divided by artist each time?
It was.
Help
We
me
sort of
understand.
transitioned into separate episodes from different artists now, but it used to be by artist. We
By
would select
artist.
3 or
Divided
4.
by artist. Would you say that was in the first couple of years?
It was in the first 9 years.
First
we would
9
do.
years.
Until this year.
We would do 4 songs that, you know, our fans would love, and then maybe one obscure song that was kind of a musician's pick, deep track, if you will. And so that's how it was ran for a long time. And then now we're kind of more doing genres, for instance, like the rock and things like that. You'll group a genre together to provide that. So we kind of got away from that platform.
Why'd you change?
I think it was a decision that Vandy made to sort of diversify. The way it used to work, like, for example, I did the Chicago session, and I got a text from him in June or July, would you like to play in Chicago? I said, absolutely. And so over the next day or so, I got a list of songs. There were 6 songs. And so between then and October, it was me at the house learning my parts to those songs. And then we got together and we rehearsed, I think, the night before. And then the day of the shoot, you come ready to do it, and we do each song 3 times. and you're done, because they get different camera angles. And there's no stopping in live band either. that's the rule, no stop. So a lot of times we get comments like, you need to smile more. And I really do. In the last ones, I've tried really hard to remember to smile. But the thing is, you don't want to be the one that didn't get the take right, So the concentration is really great. So
Wow.
some of us smile better than others. But
Well,
That's a juicy tidbit, you guys. That's really neat to know.
One thing Brad said that I really want to make sure that is understood is how good these guys are, these musicians, because he said he learned it at his house and then he showed up, and what the sessions, I'm not used to the night before, but what happens is you show up that night and you run a couple times through and then you're filming. That's it. That's the only time that these guys have played these songs together. And I don't know how many times you're going to find that in a band.
Yeah.
To do that quickly and to come together, and like Steve said, it's all dialed in. That's done seamlessly.
And there's something about it too, because I think, although we haven't all talked, we all probably haven't been together to talk about this, is this thing about you have to be very cautious about covering, these kind of songs, right? Because there's the we're not trying to be Journey, like who could be Journey, but yet they're done so well that I think that is very appealing to the people that are watching it. The band is so good. There's so much effort put into learning the songs, but at the same time, we're still trying to be who we are as a group. And so I think that's, I don't know if I'm saying that the right way, but that's what makes it appealing.
There's enough respect for the original artists that
Yeah.
people sense that, but
Right.
it's also us.
But it is the songs that are the showpieces, which is so cool about it. It's like the song gets to be center stage, and you guys allow that to happen. No one can play, and the viewer, the fan knows the favorite riff they have in every little moment, and to be able to bring that to life. We'll be talking about that later. To bring that to life in video is what has been so fun. And so whoever plays that part, I mean, that's your moment to shine, because that's the memorable part for the fans.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
It's to show respect. Like, we're not.
Yeah.
I've read some of the comments, and it's not about us trying to overshadow them
Yeah.
or to be better than them.
Yeah.
Well, you can't. So that's why they're in their position. But what it is respect. We're showing respect of the music that molded us.
Right.
I think we also, I'm sorry.
Just the lab part of it. Lexington Lab Band. We're breaking these songs down, these classic songs down, and there's so many, of the parts that you never realized, especially as a guitarist, or you go through and you learn these things, and you're really listening closely, and I didn't realize it did that, or I've been playing that wrong all this time.
Yeah. Or trying to cover more than one part.
And,
because it's just me.
So, that's the part. That's the lab part of it. But then our personalities come in and add something to that. I think that's another important part of this.
What you
like
don't
that.
want is the call from Vandy saying, "Hey, you sang those lyrics wrong." And a song that I've sung so many times and I love, from like the Black Crowes, Hard to Handle. He said, "Yeah, you didn't sing it right."
You made up your own words, like
I
we all
guess
do
I did.
after generations of singing the wrong lyrics.
Yeah.
Or I got one from Pink Floyd that said, for the first time, I understand what that guy was saying.
Yeah.
Because they had sang it with a British accent or
Yes.
something like that. And so the clarity was there. And these guys were like, oh, that's what he's been saying this whole time.
Agree. What did you want at? Forgot. It'll come back. It'll come back.
At least he's smiling now.
I'm getting a kick out of hearing how important these comments are. I don't know if fans realize that you guys are reading every single one and you're affected by it. Is that a good thing?
It is a good thing in that, for the most part, because it's validation for what you put into it. Because we really are putting a lot of heart and soul and effort and concern into it, and the fans, like when we have the concert and the fans come from all over and they come backstage, they want to meet us. And they're like, I listen to you every day. And it's kind of unnerving almost. You do?
Why?
Yeah.
The guy from Lexington, there are a whole lot better people out there.
The comments, man, we may be saying a lot of comments, but you have so many positive comments. And just once in a while, and you see that in a live show, the people, like Brad said, people coming in and from all over.
The comment you're looking for me, and I think most of us, is you represented that artist well. We're not looking for like, oh, this guitar player nailed it. I'm not looking for that.
Well, you're
As if-
not.
Secretly. No.
That's a good point.
But I we're wanting to just say, all right, they accomplished what they were trying to do. You know, Aerosmith would be proud. Merle Haggard. All these people would be proud that because if the song takes the precedent and it's forward and we're in the back, that's what we hope to do.
Yeah.
You know, the comments that get us riled are, golly, who said that guy could sing like him? Or you're missing the point if you do that.
Yes. Which is why you shouldn't be watching cover bands on YouTube
Right.
if you're going to criticize
Right.
that way.
You've got those in. You've got
That's a
those.
good-
And
that's a great
all-
point.
yeah, that's
a great
all.
point.
Yeah,
It's YouTube in general on a lot of things. you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I just thought I would ask a little more.
Yeah.
So when it comes to why you actually invest this much time and energy, and why you strive to hit the bar that Mike sets, can you put that into words? Why?
Just a reward of getting to hang out with my friends, and I get to sing the songs that shaped me and molded me that I loved, and people find joy in that. That's a reward.
Anybody else? Top of mind answer to that?
Well, there's also a lot of sort of like we touched on before. There's an understated pressure from knowing that this is going to go. This is not just going to be something your immediate family's going to see. This is something the whole world's going to see. So you've got to get that part right. You've got to really study and dial that in, because every fan of the band you're covering, all the Cars fans, all the Pink Floyd fans, they're all going to be watching this and saying, okay, all right, here we go. What do these guys got? So there's an internal pressure for getting them right because you love the songs and you grew up with the song. But there's also a little external pressure because you know the fans of these bands are they're gonna be listening.
And not just something Steve's just said. It's something I've thought about too, is my kids. I get to leave something for my kids to watch. Not only them, but my grandkids and people on. It's
Yeah.
captured. Something that gave me passion. That's going to be able. This is your papa. This is your great grandfather. Whatever.
Wow,
I
that's
hope
cool.
your kids are like mine. They come to the show each year and go, Dad, I did not know it one single song.
But they will.
But how many of your kids knew that you were as good as you were? Is there anybody who said, Mom, Dad, or I don't know, there's a couple moms in there, a couple ladies. Dad, I didn't know you were this
Oh,
good."
mine did, because I raised them telling them I was that good.
They pretty much knew.
They all do. Really? That's pretty fun. Okay, I'm surprised I didn't hear anything. You guys talk about the live shows, and I want to kind of end on that because that was the newer. From what Mike had said, it was Derek Burrow said, we should do a live show, and then boom. So when you're out there playing, is there any part of you that felt like you just made your childhood dreams come true?
In a way, I think it's unique. I mean, we're going in and out, on and off stage. It is amazing how well that show goes, considering the number of people, the number of musicians, and different groups of musicians come together for each song.
Not to mention the number of guitar pedal boards you can trip
Yeah,
over.
I know. We got a
Cannot imagine.
stage full of gear, and it all works. I don't know that there was ever one train wreck. I can't remember. It was
It's so
amazing.
Cool. It's so cool. I'm sorry. It's so cool because we're all fans of music, and people can say what they want about today's music, or that's what people said about today's music 50 years ago, or whatever. But all of what we're doing at the live show is completely us. I mean, there is no faking it. There is no getting around. You know the parts, you play the parts, and you sing the parts. So so childhood dream. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a part of this that when you play in front of people and you're interacting with people in that way through music, I mean, there's really nothing like it.
Yeah.
And so it is. We're just so fortunate to be able to do those things. But yeah.
One of the things that strikes me about the live shows is how much of a fan of each other we are.
Oh yeah.
Because when somebody's playing there's at least half of us at any given time are out front going, oh, wait a minute, watch this, watch what he does here.
Yeah.
And then we'll rotate or we're off to the side of the stage going, oh, did you see what he just did? So we're like fanning on each other at the live shows.
The comments that we were I just go back to the comments really quickly. Just want to get this in just because, I think we do read the comments, but they are overwhelmingly positive and it's great. And we want people to continue to give feedback. But so feedback Lionel Richie, we sang I did a Lionel Richie song. Lionel Richie didn't sing it like that. Well, I wasn't really trying to sing it like Lionel Richie because I don't think anybody can sound like Lionel Richie, So you get feedback like that, but at the same time, it's the feedback and the comments are so positive.
It's hard.
Or who knew that
Yeah.
Ronnie Van Zant was going to be bald one day?
Yeah, right.
It's hard to resist not responding to some of these comments.
Is what
Oh,
it
it
is.
didn't sound exactly like the risk. Oops.
Yeah.
Thanks
Yeah.
for your
Yeah.
feedback.
That's it.
Have a nice day.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
I just wondered if there's anybody but Mike who could lead a band like this and the effort and the number of people and the organization.
Possibly Paul Schaefer.
Vandy's ability to manage a project from the beginning to end and just have the vision on what needs to happen 6 months from now is impressive. Plus, how much hands-on he has with this. There aren't. That's what makes this work.
I don't know of anyone that could.
No,
Me personally.
I don't either.
That's why I said possibly Paul Schaefer.
Yeah, maybe.
Mike is. I've known Mike a long time, and he's gifted in those ways for sure, management. But that sucker is just so invested and accomplished in music. You just can't help but to play your heart out for that guy. Really, I mean, it's the truth. I mean, he's. We're just sort of reflecting what he gives to the project, or at least try to. And so you can't help but play your heart out for somebody like that, for sure.
One thing I like about Mike is that I've known Mike a long time, and he's don't let him fool you. He's a teddy bear off that stage, but when it gets showtime and time to record and on the live show, he's in the zone. That's his zone. He's gifted in that way. That's where he knows. That's where he's comfortable, and you respect that. It's not a situation where he demands it or that he's forcing us to do something that we don't know what we're doing. He explains it. He knows we're professionals. He wouldn't have asked us to do it. He's just a respect level.
He commands the stage, and you have to be that way. If he barks, that's the funny thing. Is all of us, we don't take it personal. He knows we're there. He's got a sign, and it's like, I'm going to get out of his way. And if he says stand right here, then stand there, or do this, whatever. And it's in a loving way.
Oh, that's strong leadership.
And that's strong leadership.
Yeah.
Right.
Basically,
Not everybody can do that. And so,
Especially when it's a passion project with a bunch of people with lives and families.
and that's the great thing is I think is what we're trying to say is the whole big group, we all respect it. Okay, we're all, we got the male, we're the lead singer, right? Or we're the, you have to have that when you're performing. You got to go out with confidence. But as Lexington Lab Band goes, he's the leader. Band is the leader. And you have to have one leader.
absolutely.
He's
And so,
he's the other thing. I can't believe he said. I can't believe he
We're
said
not just saying this because
Can't
he's
believe
sitting
he's
right there.
Give me a break. But Mike is competent. Mike is Mike. He plays 5-6 different instruments.
yeah.
He understands music, and music is so dynamic. It's not just the notes on the page. It's how it actually comes off. The dynamics and all of that. Mike gets all of it. Mike understands music, so he's competent in those things. And so he like was said earlier. It's not an issue if he were to give feedback to us that may be sharp, because we know it's coming from a place where it's just not personal. Sometimes
place of excellence.
Sometimes it'll get personal, but no, it comes from a place of excellence, and that's what he demands, and that's what we're trying to get back.
I think he did not ask me to ask questions about him. I'm just very curious because I don't know, as a fan, I don't know if fans understand or see or know all that he has put into this and how I just want to kind of validate that.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't like to hear it either. That's why
I know he does. That's why I'm
he's not
making
sitting in
talk
here.
about it.
He'll walk out.
He's going to edit this out, but he
He's a
shouldn't
very humble
because I
guy.
think it's a key part. Is it not? Is Mike not a key part of this story?
Oh, absolutely. It would fall apart without him. I'll say that. It would fall apart without him.
We would be done.
He's
Yeah,
the
it would fall
author of
apart.
the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows how to put the right people in the right place. It's like they said. He knows how to make me shine at what I do. He knows how to make these guys shine at what they do.
And I have seen Mike grow tremendously as well as a singer, as a leader, you know, and as a producer and an audio engineer. I mean, these songs come out, you know, a lot of the comments say, and in most cases, I agree. The sound sounds better than the original. We have better tools nowadays, but we also have someone who understands how this music should sound. And yeah,
That's interesting. I would tap into that, but it's not about that, like per se. But I'm gonna have to ask you offline about some of that stuff. Final question: Where do you go from here, you guys? Where does Lab Band go from here?
Hopefully dinner.
That's a key part of the story too. But I'll wait on that one. It's just so funny.
I think we just keep doing what we're doing. You don't
And see what
stop a train.
happens?
Yeah. See what happens.
Because that's kind of how this has evolved, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have the support of not only the eternal people of helping us, but the fans. The fans, I mean, they fuel us when they come to the live show all the time, constantly. And more shows, every show, every year gets bigger and bigger. And the comments they leave, going back to that, I mean, again, they are positive and they do fuel us. It's awesome to see it. The fans and Lab Band is what made us where we are now. It's the fans, 100%.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a question mark hanging out there where we go from here because we didn't know we were going to get this far.
Yeah.
So we're sort of making it up as we go in a sense because we just didn't expect all the views and all the episodes and everything to continue. So we're just kind of looking to Mike to say, where's this going?
We just keep the music first,
Yeah.
and then the fans. They keep coming. They want to come to the live show. We keep doing it.
And not just the fans, too, but
Just-
ours and some of the
and
artists.
the artists also. Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
artists that were in the original songs that we've done have reached out and commented as well.
That's cool. That's cool. But I do want to give you a last chance to say something to the fans. This documentary project is
Thank
for
you.
your fans.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you very
Yeah.
much. We appreciate you taking the time to watch the videos and come to the shows and all that. I mean, it means the
Absolutely.
world to us.
Proving to my kids that I do have some type of
That's
talent.
Someone likes it out there.
Somebody likes it. But yeah, it's just a big thank you. I mean,
Yeah.
it's incredible.
Very much appreciated.
Yeah. Thank you all.